Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. Why did I buy a Yamaha over a BRP powered boat, or any other boat for that matter? The number one reason is the swim platform. The integrated swim platform with the rear seating. When I saw this, when I was first looking for a bigger boat, I had an outboard at the time, was looking for an inboard outboard, and when I saw the way the Yamaha had their integrated swim platform, that was the number one reason that I chose Yamaha, not only just over a BRP powered boat, but over any other boat, period, is I absolutely love the way they integrate the swim platform into here. You got so much that you can do off the back of it. We do a lot of boating where we sit, whether it's just in the water or it's at the sandbar, and there's room for me to sit on the back and smoke my cigar maybe, or the kids, they're jumping off, they're playing. It's just really, really convenient for everything that we do. Also, the water line is right around here, so you're very, very short. You got maybe about 4 inches to jump into the water. And that is the number one reason why I chose Yamaha over any other boat. Now let me tell you why I chose it specifically over the BRP ones. And the number one reason for that over the BRP was the clean-out ports, which I'll get to in just a minute. But another reason that I chose them while we're outside of the boat is the way that they are designed. Now this is a 2020, so as you can see, you've got, when you put the reverse bucket down, you've got your jet wash that goes to the side when your wheel is turned all the way. Gives you a little bit more control over the side versus the older models that just came down straight in the center. This tends to give you a little bit better steering in reverse at lower speeds. Obviously, I have thrust vectors on here, and at the time of filming this, Jet Boat Pilot does not yet have the lateral thrusters ready for sale, but we're probably going to try those when they do. But the reason that I don't like the way that BRP has theirs set up, they have a really good, very strong reverse steering, but it is backwards. So if you turn your wheel, you're in reverse, right? You turn your wheel to the right, the stern of your boat is going to go to the right, like a vehicle, like anything else on Yamaha. On the BRP powered, they're completely backwards. If you turn your wheel to the right, your stern of your boat is going to move to the left. And that is just, to me, that's really weird. But let's hop inside and I'll show you some other things. Now, in my opinion, the number one thing that Yamaha has specifically over BRP is, or any other jet boat for that matter, is their clean-out ports that you can get to from the inside of the boat. So if you look at these, now they've come in several different styles. The older styles are a little bit different. These are a lot nicer, a lot easier to work with. So you turn it, you pull it out, and if you look down in there, I don't know how good of a light we have, but you can see your shaft. You can reach in there with your hand and you can pull out any debris that you might have, anything that you might have sucked up, which sometimes you tend to suck things up. Now, BRP does have a shaft, that, like a sleeve rather, that goes over their shaft, and the shaft can spin, and this can spin freely around it, so if you do get a rope or something tangled up in there, that can stop and it won't keep pulling it tighter. But the downside is, and that's a great design, but you can't actually get something else out of there. And I have, in all the years that I've been jet boating, I've only sucked up a rope once, and it's because I had a poor spotter. If you've got a good spotter, you really shouldn't be sucking up ropes. Typically what you get is you get a little chunk of wood, or you get some type of debris or something that gets caught in there, and having a sleeve over your shaft doesn't really help you for that, because you have a physical piece of something that needs to be removed. And when that happens, being able to be inside of the boat, reach in, grab it out, and be on your way, that's just a lot more convenient to me than it would be to have that sleeve over the shaft, which is great for a rope, but not really helpful for anything else, it doesn't seem like. So that's one of the greatest things I think that Yamaha has over any other type of jet boat. But let's head inside because I got a few more things. Now, another thing that I really like, and again, this is going to be personal preference, because I know that some people specifically chose a BRP powered boat over a Yamaha for the exact opposite reason as I chose the Yamaha, and that's their rear seating here. Not just the swim platform, but you've got the rear seating over here, and then you've got the swim platform seating, and there's you can be inside of the boat. You can have a couple people in here. They could be carrying on a conversation. You can have a couple people back out here. Maybe you've got an adult sitting over here chilling. Maybe you got a couple of kids swimming in the water, and you can have your own conversation going inside of the boat, your own thing going outside of the boat. You can even separate the speakers so that the volume can be adjusted separately from inside of the boat or outside of the boat. And with the BRP powered boats, a lot of them have more of like a sun mat. And some people prefer that. I don't, because I don't do a whole lot of sunbathing out on the back of the boat. But for people that do, I know that some people specifically chose not to get a Yamaha because of that feature, or the lack of that feature. So this is really just a personal preference thing, but I like the fact that you've got your seating on the back and you've got your seating on the front, but you have both seatings and you have them at the same time. Now I know on the new 2021 and newer, some of the 25-foot boats, there's actually has a seat back that slides, and so you can have both. But when you slide the seat forward to give yourself more of the bedding on the back, then you lose that in the front. And I don't like that design quite as much as I like this design. But again, that's personal preference. Now you can't talk about Yamaha without mentioning their engines. I got a feather. Must have hit a bird. Yamaha has the best engine on the market, and they have for the past 15 years or so. Just ask any Yamaha rep, they'll tell you. Have you ever had a feature in your boat, or maybe in anything, that you never really used but you didn't want to give it up? That's how I feel about this. Now these cushions here come out, and you can tell I don't clean them that much. I should probably wipe these down. You get some bugs and stuff in there. But these cushions here come out, and now you can have somebody, especially a kid, right? You can sit front facing over here. You still got your handle to hold on to. You got a place to put your feet. And that is very convenient. And honestly, we hardly ever use that. Very rarely do we pull this out and actually use it as a forward-facing seat. Most of what we do is, at the end of the day, we grab our towels, everything that's wet, and we kind of toss them in there, and that's a place where they just stay out of the way while we're coming back in. But the fact that we have that option, I really like that. And I know, again, that's something that some people maybe choose not a Yamaha because they would never get any use out of that. And we really don't get a whole lot of use out of it, but the fact that it's there just feels like it's adds value. So I like that. Now for those of you who need that Sunpad, and I do like having the option, we can put our Sunpad out in the front. Now this piece actually comes down flush. I just don't have it tucked underneath the seats because I want to show you what else it does. And that is to sit back here, fits in place here, and now you have forward-facing seating on one side, forward-facing seating on the other side, and also a forward-facing seat in the middle. So you can actually fit quite a few people up front, and everybody can forward face. And that, I really like that option. Again, it's not something that we actually use a lot, but to have that option is really nice, and I really like that. In addition, on the bottom of one of these, you've got your marine mat, and you can put it over here. So when you are using your front anchor, you've actually got another step over here to come down. So that is advantageous as well. So I think that these are really the main reasons that I chose my Yamaha over, in some reasons, any other boat, but specifically any other jet boat, particularly the BRP powered, because that's really pretty much your only other option. So Yamaha has been really good to us. This is our second Yamaha boat, and we've been very happy with them. When it's time for us to upgrade again, if we don't go to like a Princess X95 yacht or something like that, we're gonna go with another Yamaha again, definitely. Unless features change in the next couple of years substantially from Yamaha to somebody else, and obviously we'll look at other types. But we're very happy with our Yamaha, and I think that you will be too. If you watch this channel for the first time and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.